Hi, I wanted to do a mid-year kind of check-in and also current lineup since my system has changed and also it's been ages since I've posted, so kind of like update on everything basically and what I plan on using for the rest of the year. So the first change is I completely ditched my Hobonichi A6. It's been so long since I've even used this book, so I don't really know where I stopped, which sucks because I love this cover so much and I don't get to use it anymore because I'm just not in this book. This would be 3 years of using the Hobonichi A6, and as much as it served me so far, I literally just started hating using this book. And it all came down to just the paper being consistent. I valued the writing experience as well as the act of just documenting, which before I was primarily focused on the act of memory keeping and just getting a record down of life onto the page. But when I found myself being annoyed with the paper and how my writing looked, I then realized no, I actually do enjoy the act of sitting down and physically writing. I also just got over the layout of the book. I mean, yes, it's been 3 years and this format just started to annoy me. I didn't like the margin, the fact that I couldn't write on the entire page. I hated these stupid quotes, just everything about it. And then I started being really nitpicky and I just realized no, this book is not for me and we need to move on. So while I was getting annoyed with the layout, I did attempt to make changes to how I approach the memory keeping. Let me see if I can show you something. And then I decided to change it, I think in Feb. So let's go to Feb. And it was pretty plain. I was just not trying to fill out the entire page, just very basic. And I got to use a lot of my stickers and just little things, I guess. But it just was not, I don't know, I just didn't love it as much. Like, I do like some of these pages, but then we drop off, and then I think, and then in March I write again, and then drop off. So I was very inconsistent, and this is probably an example of how ugly my writing turned out as opposed to thinner line width. So yeah, I hated this so much and it just wasn't working for me and I was just truly over it. That left me looking into alternative systems and brands. I was intrigued by rings, and that's just because of how customizable it is, and you can truly make it unique and your own. Even if your needs change over time, there's flexibility, you can adjust. So my first attempt was to convert my passport TN into rings. But when I attempted to modify it, I just didn't like the overhang that you would get when closing the notebook. So it does work, but I didn't enjoy the overhang. It just bothered me too much that if I reduced the page, then it would leave too little room for me to write in, and I just ditched the idea because it wasn't going to work. I decided on getting the Filofax, and that's ultimately what I ended up with. I initially tried the pocket size just because I love it. My passport TN and pocket is similar to that size. I found that it was too small, similar to passport rings, which I attempted. I just didn't like how small it was, so I settled on personal size, and it is the closest to A6, so it's kind of like something I'm familiar with. And I ended up getting the Filofax Malden, and this is the ochre colorway. I chose this over the Filofax original just because I hated the interior of the original. It just looked so ugly to me with this beautiful leather cover, and then inside has these elastic bands to hold your little bits and bobs, and oof, no, was not for me. This cover, when I got it, I definitely gave masculine vibes. It still does feel a little bit masculine to me, especially in comparison to my zipper cover, my Hobonichi zipper cover, but I do like it. The leather is also really nice. It's soft. I'm not as precious with this as I am with my traveler's notebook, but yeah, I do like it. Just the inside, I filled in some of the pockets just to weigh it down because This was so difficult. It refused to lay flat, which is normal. You have to kind of work with leather, but it was annoying me. So I weighed it down a little bit and it helped slightly, but not massively. As you can see, it's still kind of resistant, but once you weigh it down, apply pressure, and you start writing in it, it's perfectly fine. I did include my charms just because I had to, and it felt so boring without me adding stuff that I like to it. So yeah, I have that in on this little paper clip because at the time I couldn't commit and I figured this would be easy enough to remove when I felt like it. This is the vellum page that your Filofax comes with, and I just have a tarot card with my first divider. This is actually the Filofax dividers that you get, like it comes with the planner, and I do love these dividers. It's just I hate that it has this instruction at the bottom, which is to label the tab with permanent marker. It's fine for beginners to like get familiar with the product and how to use it, but like, do they really have to print it on every single divider? So I just turned it around. I just have my June title page that I created, and it's just got the Donna Todd quote at the bottom: "I'm nothing in my soul if not obsessive." And then I just have a blank page here because I go into my weekly and I noticed that some of the ink, I wasn't waiting for the ink to dry, and I didn't want the back of this to be all stained with ink smears, so I just inserted this as, I guess, blotting paper. So yeah, this is my weekly. I used it as a to-do list. I absolutely cannot keep up with any to-do list, as you can see, so I ended up scrapping that and stopped using it. So then we enter the dailies, and I'm just going to do a little flip through of this, so if you're not interested in how I've set up the rest of my Filofax, then you can just skip ahead. So for the dailies, it is just regular memory keeping of the day, pictures, and then I did do a little bit of decoration. This is actually reminiscent of my 1 month in my travelers that I did last year, which I quite enjoyed. Which page can I show you? Okay, like that, and oh, I actually like this. So yeah, this was kind of the vibe that I was going for. And now that I look at that, I low-key hate this. But I did finally get my washi tape that I wanted, the MT black checkered, delicate checkered washi tape. I think, yeah, that one that I wanted for ages. I finally found a shop that had stock of it, so I got that. And then, oh, I hope this is not too reflective. I finished my medication on this day, so I was so excited I had to include that in there. So yeah, I'm just decorating everything with all the stuff that I like, and of course neutrals as always. Absolutely cannot wait for the new Minions movie just because of Gumi. I'm obsessed with him. I was looking for merch and they didn't release much for him, and they just had like a weird plush that looked too small, so I'm hoping that they do more Gumi merch because I'm obsessed. He's so cute. And I decorated this page to match because this is not the color, this is not the vibe, not for my pages. But yeah, and then this was when I got one of my holy grail stationery items, so I want to include that on this classic-y receipt. And then I also picked up my Hirono figure, which this was the one that started it all, so I had to include the collector card here, which normally I don't include them. But I like that the colors all match just regardless of which way this is. Nothing much. I like how I decorated this page for some reason. Again, neutrals, of course. And then the Obsession Shanglinga. This page, I thought I liked how I decorated it, but now I'm not vibing with this color. But I did also get to use the other classic-y like memo book. This was when I got my Baumkuchen order, so I included the little tag. And as you can see, adding color is just not my strong suit, so this page looks so ugly. And then we're back, getting it together. I do like how this turned out though. And then this is coming to the end. And I've already set up my July page. My inserts, I make my own inserts. I make everything myself. It is my regular grid, and this is MD paper. So I just have plain grid for like dailies, and then I also have margin for when I want to do notes and things, and okay, another weekly, which I printed this incorrectly actually, so that's the correct version, but I wasn't bothered about changing it. And then I also have cutesy little half pages, which I've yet to use. I just created these I think yesterday, so yeah, I've not used them yet. And then we get to my second finder, which is like collections and reference section, and that's just again a blank page because I don't want the ink to smear this portion. I just have my media log, whatever I would log in my hobonichi, the my 100 section I'm including in here. So it's TV shows or movies. I don't think there's anything else, K-dramas, C-dramas, that sort of thing. I have a number column, title, and then I also have a column for rewatching, because if I'm not rewatching Gilmore Girls 5 times a year, what are we even doing? So yeah, that's just the media tracking. And then I have my fanfiction log. I was inspired by Lindsay's scribbles because I saw she had a fanfic log and I was like, that's brilliant. Of course, why wouldn't I log this? So I did tweak it slightly to fit what I prefer. So I do have a number column, title of the fic, author, because always credit the author. It's their, even though it's fanfiction, it's still their work and they're literally giving this for free to the community. So yes, I prefer to have the information of who wrote the fic. And I removed the rating because do not rate fanfiction online. Keep fanfiction free, do not rate it. So I just have a red column and a DNF column. Red is if I obviously read the book, and then DNF if I did not finish it. But I've also ticked both columns for some books just because I get to the point where I'm like 80+% into it and I just am over the fic. So I kind of spoil, like I want to know what happens, but I don't actually want to read till the end because I'm just over it. So I will spoil the ending, like I'll Google and see what happened just so I know how it concluded, but I'm not gonna put in the effort to finish it. So for my own record, I'd like to know which fics I did that to. And of course I have my manacled picture here. I then have my Hirono wish list, which I created, and yeah, just a little bunch of cute dudes. I still have to add my Stardew Valley references, which I created for the passport, and then when I changed into Filofax, I thought I could just print them, but then it didn't look right with the size, so that didn't work. So I still have to do my Stardew Valley references that I created and all my Tamagotchi resources to print for this, and I think there's something else that I'm forgetting. Anyway, and then I just have the rest of the pages that come with the Filofax. So yeah, I still need to insert those in here, but ultimately I have been enjoying this. I've been in it for a full month now. I think this works for me. This works better than when I attempted to memory keep in the Traveler's Notebook. And that's just because with the Traveler's Notebook, the shortfall in the system was I wasn't sure how much space to leave out. Like if I was behind on journaling for a few days, I wasn't ever certain of how much space to leave out and then skip and then continue. Whereas with Filofax, you can just leave any amount of space or no space at all because it is all loose leaf paper. So there is that flexibility, which I'm enjoying. Of course, 1 month is still pretty much the like honeymoon phase. But so far I don't have any issues with it. Maybe the biggest issue would be that it doesn't lay flat. Come on, work with me. It's been a month. So, but that's, oh, and I think the pen loop being so small and being down here does bother me, but other than that, I really enjoy it. This is coming from somebody who truly detested rings. I also am terrified of the rings still. I thought I'd get over it. I'm not. It's scary. Every time I snap it closed and it makes that huge noise, it terrifies me. So yeah, that's that. I am enjoying it though, and especially that I get to customize everything and make it my own. Like it's truly mine. Every single aspect of it is mine. Amazing. I love it. Standard TN, I am repurposing this book. Literally forgot what I was supposed to say. I'm repurposing this book because, well, I'm not using it for memory keeping anymore, and I basically have half the book left. So I figured I would just use it to write notes on. I'm reading The Count of Monte Cristo, which is like 1,000 pages plus, and I'm not reading it constantly. I dive in and out of it whenever I want. So I'm just writing thoughts and stuff in this because I'm not actually annotating the book. So when I want to dip in and out of reading, and I write down my thoughts here, if ever I need to get a refresher on what did I get up to, I'll just refer to these. This is literally just to repurpose the book, not something that I would consider doing long term or adding to the system. Do not have my cover with me right now. I need to replace my traveler's notebook standard. I need to stop calling it standard. It's regular size. I've always known it as standard from Midori days. So this is the regular size. Yes, I need to replace the cover. I will at some point get a new one when the Japan sellers replenish their stock. So yes, this will get housed in a proper cover very soon. But other than that, there's nothing really much about this book. And I did get this little clip from one of my orders, and I think he's so goofy. I just wish it was in a different color because ew. Okay, so that's that. On to passport. So the passport, this is still the same as before. It's probably the most consistent I've been is with my passport. There is no real change with this. So this has stayed pretty much the same. If you don't know, this is my catch-all. So anything that isn't memory keeping will go in here. And I don't know where we left off. I think so. Yeah, this is just book summary on fanfic, more fics, another fic. I need to fill this in, which I forgot to do, and this was when I was watching One Tree Hill, watched for Lucas, stayed for Nathan, because oh my god, Nayli is just the best. April Intentions, I do like how I did this. This was when I was contemplating rings in the Travis notebook. This was after I tested it and realized it's not gonna work. And then I read White Nights, it was awful. Another fanfic that I need to finish the writing for. Which one was this? Oh, Unsphere the Stars. Wuthering Heights, the book, the movie. I need to fill that in. Oh my god. And then yeah, this is current. I love Loaf. Okay, and then yeah, I think I'll stop here because I don't really want to show the other stuff. But basically that's what I've been doing in this book. It's been working. Again, I don't dip into it as often, but I do enjoy it. The cover is still very floppy and flimsy, but it's not getting marked up as much as I expected it would, or as much as my regular size TN was getting scratched and things. It is still fuzzy, but it's not experiencing as much patina or wear, I don't think. And I'm also not too precious with this. So that's that book. I'm not gonna get into this one. This is, okay, I think I'll show. This is just my like the actual scrapbooky style of when I have little bits and pieces to include. So, but I also include pictures of family and stuff in here, so I'm not going to go into this one, but that's what this TN is for. I still use it. I haven't updated it. I don't even know how long now. Yes, I still use this, just not often. And then finally, my weekly supplement. This is another one actually that I've been pretty consistent with. This is a new book. I did get this book in March. Yes, this is March. I actually bought the wrong book. I was supposed to get the Spring Start version, but I accidentally added the regular 2026 version into my cart, so that sucks. But I have been enjoying this. I think I mentioned it. This was just logging hyperfixations and things. Some are decorated. Some pages, some weeks are decorated, some are not. I think this was when I got this new stamp. Actually, no, that's a lie because I have here. Oh, this was probably when I got this ink, which I do like the ink. It's just quite juicy, so it ghosts, and I don't think I like that. So I stopped using it. Again, fairly basic. I like how this page turned out actually. Another incompleted-ish page. Oh, finally got to use these Paddington stickers that I've had for what, 2 years now? And the only reason I used it is because I used yellow here and I needed something yellow and I don't have anything yellow. An empty week. Another empty week. Oh my goodness. Empty. Okay. So yeah, you get the vibe. Some weeks are filled in, some not so much. Yeah, so that's the end. These are all the books and the journals and everything that I am using for the next half of this year. I'm fairly confident that this is how it will stay. Stationery. Update on the stationery. This stationery wish list, oh my gosh, it worked too well that I'm actually not going to fill out this half of the page. So this was like beginning of the year wish list, and then I said I'll reassess halfway through the year and then fill out this page for other items that I still would like to add to my wish list for the rest of the year, because I just didn't want to fill it out completely, because I didn't want to go crazy with adding things to the wish list. And tell me why I used this not as a wish list by any means, but more as a to-do list. And why was I successful? Because we've clearly seen that I cannot keep up with the to-do list. But I basically have all the items that I listed here, and I'm not mad at it, but also not proud of it too. The biggest, and I think, like, I even wrote Filofax rings in here, and I don't know why I wrote that, but I ended up getting a Filofax, and I'm so mad, but also am I even surprised? So yeah, in keeping with these stationery wish lists and the goals that I set for this year, one of my holy grail items was the TSL petite tote bag, which, surprise to nobody, I did end up buying, and I absolutely love it. It's literally the best thing ever, and I'm so happy with it. I am kind of sad that I didn't get the big tag, but it's okay, and it's truly stunning. I love it so much. That's essentially the current lineup, and I do hope that this is going to see me through till the end of the year. I cannot think of what else I would go to if these no longer serve me, just because what else is there? I've tried everything in one form or the other. I will be doing a stationery update. I don't know, maybe an essentials or favorites, and like updated favorites video, because I did get a lot of stuff since the last time, and I also have a few other things that are on their way to me. So yeah, I guess I'll do a little unboxing as well when I get that, because I'm excited. One of the orders is like from my favorite artist, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.